right. Good morning, everyone. Oops, sorry, I was on the wrong stream for a second. Yeah, good morning, everyone. This is Dan with Ledger Support. Hope everybody is doing fine on this not beautiful Monday, at least not in Paris. It's extremely cold, but it's December, so that's pretty cool. That means Christmas is just around the corner, which is great. My favorite season personally, but enough about me. Welcome back to this edition of Live Support. So as usual, I'm here to answer all your questions. So if you have any questions about Ledger, crypto, whatever you want to ask me, basically I'm here for an hour. Yeah, you can just go ahead, post your questions in the chat, and I'll go one by one. So before I continue, as usual, I just want to make sure that you guys have a good viewing experience. So please let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm always worried that the sound is not going through okay. And I'll be drinking from time to time during the stream as well, because my mouth gets pretty dry during the streams. But anyway, so if you have any questions, go for it, drop it in the chat, and I'll go question by question, and hopefully I can help you with your crypto issues. Okay, so let's go with the first question, which is by Miskapis. Okay, so Miskapis was asking about the quantum hard fork from last week, and if Ledger supports it, are we safe by holding the coin on Ledger, and will Quantum give Ledger the upgrade on how to do those things? So Miskapis, I'm sorry about this. I did not have time to look at it, but what I can do, since I forgot to check, I can do this right after this AMA. So I'll have the question ready if you tune in tomorrow. And worst come to worst, what I can do is I can get the information from the developers, and then I will be able to drop it on the Quantum. Sorry, I don't know if it's pronounced Qtum or Quantum, but I'll be able to drop this information on the Qtum article here. So you'll be able to find it on the Help Center. Just go to support.ledger.com to find the Help Center, and then you go to the Qtum article, and then I'll add like a little call out here somewhere on the article so you can find this information. But yeah, apologies, I didn't have time to check that. Okay, so guys, again, if you just joined the stream, go for it, post your question in the chat, and I'll just answer any questions that you might have about your ledger or anything you want to ask. Really, I'm here for you for an hour, so go for it. The next question is from TJ. So hello TG. Do I need to create a new Coinbase account for my new NanoX ledger? Okay, even though my other NanoX desktop is already linked to my Coinbase account. Okay, so that's a good question. So there is no such thing as a ledger account that is linked to a Coinbase account. What you probably mean is that you created a ledger account in Ledger Live at some point, and then you created an address with Ledger Live, and then you sent coins from Coinbase to your Ledger account that you see in Ledger Live. That doesn't mean that the account is linked to Coinbase. It means that, you just used it to receive from Coinbase. It's a bit of a technical distinction, but it's actually important to understand what's going on. Now, that being said, this account can be reused. If you want to send more coins from Coinbase, then you can reuse it, no worries. But keep in mind that Coinbase supports many different networks. So for example, Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, Solana, so on and so forth. You will need a corresponding account before you can send the coins to Ledger Live. Okay, so if you are sending from Bitcoin from Coinbase to Ledger Live, then you want to make sure to have a Bitcoin account in Ledger Live and use that address. Okay, if you're sending Solana from Coinbase to your Ledger Solana account, make sure you've got a Solana account, create an address with Ledger Live and your Ledger device, and then use that address to withdraw from Coinbase. Okay, if that makes sense. Coinbase has its own L2 network as well called Base. Base is here. Base is also supporting Ledger Live, so you can create a Base account with your Ledger device in Ledger Live, generate an address just like this, and then use this address in Coinbase to withdraw funds from Coinbase to your Base account. Okay. And then TG is saying as well that when I try to send my crypto to my Coinbase account, which is linked to my other Nano desktop, my Ledger Live is not grayed out. Paste in the recipient address field on the send page. This is not super clear, TG, what's happening here. To my Coinbase account, which is linked to my other Nano X desktop, my Ledger Live is not grayed out. So TG, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you a Hopstone article that talks about how to withdraw your coins from Coinbase, and then you can just follow those tips. There is a video as well in the article. Just follow the article, and that should show you how to withdraw coins from Coinbase to any account on your Ledger device. And one thing to keep in mind as well is you want to match the network on Coinbase with the particular account. Okay, because Coinbase will ask you for two pieces of information. They will ask you for the type of coin, so for example Ethereum, but then they will ask you for the network, and this is where you will have to select, I want my Ethereum on Base network, I want my Ethereum on Arbitrum network, I want it on the Polygon network, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope that helps, and TG, just let me know if you have any questions. Okay, moving on. So Johnny Interesting is asking, hi guys, do you know how many Ledger S to crypto steals sold? Could it be one steal to every 100 ledgers maybe? If unsure, where can I find this info out as researching this part of the market? That's a good question, Johnny. I have no idea what's the ratio. It's certainly not 1-to-1. But I don't know, I'm sure that internally I could find this information. I don't know if I am allowed to disclose this kind of information. That being said, you can send us do you know what you can do? There's a link in the video description, support.ledger.com. You can click this link, click the contact us button, open the support ticket, and then ask that question to support. And the person on the other side will, try to reach out to the sales team and ask this information. But my suspicion is we do not disclose those kind of sales info. But what I can say with certainty is it's certainly not 1-to-1. And if you guys in the audience are wondering what Johnny is talking about, the Crypto Steal is it's just a product for backing up your recovery phrase that's a little more sturdy than the card that comes in the box, and so you can actually back up your recovery phrase on a metal plate. So that's what the Crypto Steal is for, and it's definitely recommended to use because it's just best practice when here, this is what it is. So it's a tube, and you slide little tiles with words on them, and so this is how it works. It keeps your recovery phrase safe. It's a great little device. It's not as big as it looks like on the picture as well. It's quite small and discreet, which is also good. Okay, next, BT. Hey Dan, hey BT, nice to meet you again. Next question is from Martin Kratz. So will Ledger be at VCon in Los Angeles in 2024? Martin, I'm not sure if we will be there, but potentially. I think we were there. I don't know if the VCon was already kicking in 2021, but I think we were there. And so if you were there at that time, it's very highly likely that we will be there again in 2024, but not sure. If you tune in tomorrow at the same time, maybe I'll have the answer to your question. I'm going to take some notes, so every question that I can't answer today, guys, hopefully I can answer it tomorrow when you tune in again for the live. So let me go back to the Qtum hard fork? That was the first question I wanted to check out. And VCon. I wonder, is VCon the Gary V the Gary V conference, or it has nothing to do with it? Okay, so next one is from Giotto. Hello, will there be a Happy Buy Day 2024 promotion? Yes, as far as I know, Happy Buy Day will continue in 2024. So every Thursday we'll waive the processing fees for buying crypto on every provider. So if you go to buy and sell and you select your provider, typically there's going to be a fee that you have to pay the provider, but that fee will be waived during a Happy Buy Day, and so that will happen every month, the first Thursday of the month. At least that's what it was like this year. Next year, guessing we're gonna keep the same format, but you know, it might maybe change. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think Happy Buy Day will still exist. Okay, so let me just do one thing real quick, and yeah, here we go. I'm just preparing something for the next question. So Leo is asking, hi, did you look Chainlink staking? I'm not really understanding how rewards work since it says it's not proof of stake. Okay, so Leo, thanks again for coming back. I didn't have time to really deep dive into Chainlink staking, but we can take a look right now. So Link does not have its own blockchain as far as I understand. So, you know, the staking will have to be a different mechanism that the proof of stake on Ethereum is. Interesting. I don't know if I'll have time to cover this entire process, but Chainlink staking. Okay, so priority migration, early access. Okay. Oh, there is quite a lot of stuff here. So you know what, Leo? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read this article. Like, I'm gonna share this article with you first, if you want to take a look, and then I'm gonna read it overnight just to make sure I understand and I don't say anything stupid about Chainlink. I don't misrepresent the staking. And if you tune in tomorrow at 4:30, and I'm sorry I didn't have time to really deep dive into this, I'll have more information for you. And once I've boiled this down into like something that most people can understand, then I'll probably post this information into the link article on the Help Center as well. So if that becomes something that a lot of people are interested in, at least they have this information and they can find all the information on the Help Center. Yeah, interesting. But it looks like you need to apply for early access. That's interesting. It's a staking pool. Okay, it's a staking pool. Okay, so it's like an off-chain mechanism. Okay, cool. Do you know what, Leo? I'm just gonna keep reading this thing, and after the EMA, and then I'll get back to you. But it looks like it's a staking pool. So typically that would be an off-chain mechanism with some, you know, hooks to Ethereum. But this is what it's gonna look like, I think, most likely. Okay. Okay, next question. Miskapiece. Okay, super cool. If you want to do that, I will look at your reply about Qtum hard fork. Okay, yeah, let's do that. And yeah, again, sorry for that, Miskapiece. I didn't have time to really like look at Qtum hard fork yet. Imran H. Hi Imran. How do you send BEP20 tokens to BSC in Ledger Live? Super easy. I'll show you how to do it. So first of all, BEP20 is the token standard for the Binance Smart Chain. So the first thing that you want is you wanna you want to create a Binance Smart Chain account in Ledger Live. So just connect your Ledger device to your computer or phone, click Add Account, choose the Binance Smart Chain. Okay, that's the one you want, Binance Smart Chain BNB. And then continue. Then your device will automatically open and install all the different apps that you need to create the account, just like this. Then you can open the app. Okay, and then it will prompt you to open an account. You can stay with the default name here, or you can rename it. Okay, for example, BSC then, it doesn't really matter. You can choose the name that you want. Then you can add the account, and then you find the account in Ledger Live. Okay, so this one, you click on receive, and this will create your deposit address on Binance Smart Chain. You verify it on your Ledger device, boom, and then you can use that address in Binance, for example, and to withdraw some tokens. And once you withdraw tokens, it will look like something like this, right? It will look like something like this. You'll have your tokens listed in your account. So like I've got a lot of them. And don't forget to send some BNB coins as well to your account, so you can pay for transaction fees if you ever want to send the tokens out of the account. Okay, this is how you do it. It's really simple. And so try that, Imran, and just let me know if you need anything. Okay, Fabio, which is the cheapest way to add crypto on Ledger? Buy on Ledger Live or buy on exchange and then transfer it? Or exchange, which one has the lowest fee? So it depends, Fabio. It depends on the crypto, and it depends on the time of the year. Because, okay, so typically if you want to buy with Ledger Live, you will have to go here and compare providers. Let's say you want to buy 100 euros, then you select the coins, like let's say you want to buy some Bitcoin, and then you select your account. I don't know, this one, for example. I've got multiple accounts. You select your payment method, and then this tool here will quote you the price for different providers, and you can see like the prices are really different depending on the provider. But here, keep in mind that it might look like a lot of fees, but keep in mind that we have this special day called Happy Buy Day every Thursday of the month. And during Happy Buy Day, most of this fee is going to be waived. So instead of, like, for example, with MoonPay, but other providers as well, instead of receiving 93 euros for 100 euros, you will get 99.5 euros, right? And so, so that's typically like a very good time to buy. But yeah, so the quotes might depending on your location, depending on the crypto, depending on the payment method. So you can go ahead and just do your shopping and see like what works best. What's cool about this section here is that it will send the crypto directly to your account. So you don't have to worry about withdrawing from an exchange and this kind of stuff, because we've had some issues with people like sending from exchanges, sending on the wrong network, and then the coins are, on the wrong chain, and it's complicated for them to get them back. So yeah, but again, guys, Happy Buy Day every Thursday of the month, fees are waived, so best time to buy on Ledger Live. Next question from XRP for Lovers, very interesting handle. Question: when will a Ledger Stacks be released? I need real target dates. So we don't have an ETA, but if you pre-ordered the Ledger Stacks, you probably got an email in your inbox with a video and an update. So I would strongly recommend that you check your email, the one you use to pre-order, and everything is explained in the email. There's a video as well attached to the email. It's really good, so watch it. But no ETA. Basically, the stacks will be shipped when it's perfect and up to the quality that you guys can expect. Next question from Bar95. Bar95, yeah. When MetaMask Mobile? That's a good question. I don't know. I think at this point it's probably on MetaMask's court to decide the integration, but I'm not deep into this project, so I'm not really really super up to date on what is the current status between the Ledger team and the MetaMask team. But there is plenty of alternatives to connect your Ledger device to mobile. So if you have a Nano X and you want an EVM wallet like Ethereum, like all this good stuff, you can totally use something like Rainbow. So Rainbow can already connect to your Ledger Nano X on mobile, and it has most of the features that MetaMask has. Supports NFTs as well, so it's I would say it's a good workaround for now. And here you go. I've dropped a link so you can check out Rainbow if you want. Okay, next is from Brad. Brad LeBlanc. I have 6 ETH transferred from Coinbase, but it's not showing up in Ledger Live. I have confirmed that it did arrive. Support says they are correcting. Can I retrieve ETH, or am I stuck waiting for a fix? So Brad, yes, I know this issue. This issue is because Coinbase uses smart contracts to send ETH to your wallet. And this kind of transaction is not a normal transaction because it goes through a smart contract. So when this transaction is posted to the Ethereum network, I'll show you what that looks like. It's basically recorded as an internal transaction here. Internal means like there is a smart contract involved. It's a bit misleading, but that's what it means. Okay. So the problem is that Ledger Live does not detect internal transactions. So if your ETH came through your wallet as an internal transactions, that's why it's not detected in Ledger Live, meaning that the record, like the log of the transaction will not show in your latest operations, but your balance should be okay, I think, because I never had this issue myself, but from what I've seen from customers' query, the balance is okay, but it's just like the transaction is not visible here. Now, what can you do? First of all, if you want to just look at the transaction, you can go on Etherscan and you look up your address and you will see your transaction in internal transactions. Second, if you want to see that transaction in Ledger Live, you can probably go to the Discover section, then you select Zerion, you make sure to change your account to Ethereum here, boom, and then you look into your history and you will make sure to select Ethereum here as well, or you can select all network, and you will definitely see your transaction here because Zerion detects those internal transactions unlike Ledger Live. So this is what you can do, and we have a Help Center article about this very issue as well that I will share with you. Just fetching in Brad. That we share with you, Brad. It's this article here at the bottom, the very bottom here, is an explanation of the issue you're facing. But don't worry, the coins are not lost. It's just the transaction is not being detected. That's all. It's in your wallet. Bar95, can you integrate CoreDAO? This is a layer 1 chain too. Can you add this to your app? Okay. Well, I can't do it myself right now on this live, but I can certainly, sorry, I'm being cheeky here. I can certainly escalate the request to our developers, and then they will put it on the backlog because, as you can imagine, like a lot of projects want to be integrated with Ledger, and whenever we have the engineering bandwidth to integrate that chain, then yes, we will look at it. CoreDAO. So CoreDAO. Okay. And thank you for the suggestion. Next one is from Luna the Nova. Ledger chips saves our recovery phrases. No, not really. So the chip inside the Ledger device secures a seed, okay? And the seed is used to calculate your private keys and sign your transactions. So this is how it works. The recovery phrase is just the backup for your seed. And the recovery phrase is only shown to you once when you set up the device. It will show you 24 words. The 24 words is a human readable version of your seed, and you need to keep it very carefully, because if you give it to anyone, then they will be able to access to, literally import your seed into their device and then create your private keys. So it's super important to never share your 24-word recovery phrase. Okay, just keep it for yourself, never share it. Ledger will never ask you for it, never type it anywhere. Like, it's super important. So this is how it works. But the recovery phrase itself, again, is only on the card. What's inside your device is the seed. The seed is, again, this very long random number that creates your private keys. So, quite a technical explanation here, but I just want to be precise when I answer that question. Okay, next question is Shivdar Kochev. Hello, 12 days ago, Black Friday, okay, I bought a Ledger Nano S Plus Black with the $20 gift card is missing. I opened the case 4 days ago. I don't have an answer. Okay, yeah, so apologies for this, Shivdar. We'll escalate that case to an agent. That being said, be patient. We will replace your card if it's missing from the box. Just give us some time to go through the backlog, because as you can imagine, Black Friday considerably impacted our response time, but someone will be able to get back to you and replace your card if it's missing. Okay, so just be patient. Don't open multiple tickets. It's no use. Someone will get back to you, maybe me tomorrow morning or one of my colleagues. Okay, yeah, a bit of patience, and sorry again, we working through a very long backlog, so that's why it's taking some time. Okay, next. All right, guys, just a quick reset of the room. If you just joined the live, this is Dan. This is Dan from Ledger Support. I'm here to answer all your questions. I'm here for another 30 minutes, so if you have any questions, go ahead, post it in the chat. Also, just please tell me if you can still hear me okay. I'm always worried that you guys don't get sound or whatever. So yeah, that being said, I'll continue because there's a lot of questions in the backlog. So next question is from Akim Jalowitzi. Hello Dan, thank you for trying to help us. When comes the latest version of firmware update? So it depends on the device. I don't know when So if you want the latest version of any particular device, you can just go on the Help Center, support.ledger.com, and then you type on firmware, right? For example, update Nano X firmware, and then you will find a history of all the previous firmware. So for example, here, you see Ledger Nano X firmware version history. You can see all the different firmware that have been released for that device, and the latest version here at the top. Okay, and you can do this for any device. Now, as far as when the new firmware for any device will be released, I don't know exactly, and it's very difficult to give you ETAs because firmware is something that's complex to engineer because it needs to be super secure and tested and audited and so on and so forth. So I don't have a date for you, but when there is a new firmware update, we will communicate about it. Next, Solar System Man. Hi, can you check if they are already working on the ticket number as submitted last week? Yeah, I can check Solar, but just drop your ticket number in the thread, and I'll check that after the EMA. And maybe someone will get back to you, if maybe me tomorrow morning. Next, from Leo. Don't worry. So talking about link staking, Leo, don't worry, I already read the article, but I didn't really understand the rewards. If you also put an article on the Help Center in the next day, will be awesome. So okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, Leo, because I need to deep dive into what's going on here. But I'm guessing it's gonna have a lot of impact because the link community is pretty big. And Leo says the early access you read is because they are releasing staking 0.2, and since the pool has a max that can be filled, they give the opportunity to people that were already staking to access it first. Okay, I'll take a look, and if this is something that will impact directly like a lot of customer, I'll put something on the Help Center. If not, I'll definitely have some more information for you next AMA. Promise. Next, make peace. Hey, how can I transfer Arweave? Need a complete guide. How Arweave. Okay, yeah, I got the question. Arweave. Here's the complete guide. So there's two ways you can access it. I'm gonna drop it in the chat for you. Make peace. So here's the guide. Just keep in mind it's only available to Nano S and Nano S Plus users right now, not to Nano X users. Something to keep in mind. The other way you can access this guide, besides the link that I posted, is by clicking the link in the video description to support.ledger.com. That's the Help Center, which you see here on my screen, and you just type Arweave in the search bar to find the article. Make peace. Again, I often get confused why there are so many options when I try to transfer my Flux and BICO coin. Those are ERC20 token, but when I type Flux, so many options appear. Maybe because those tokens are supported on many different networks, and so that's why you're getting Flux. So make peace, just clear something up to me. Are you saying like when you're trying to transfer your Flux and BICO coin from an exchange to Ledger or from Ledger to an exchange? Will help me like answer your question here. If it's from an exchange to Ledger, then the issue is like, yeah, if the coin is just an ERC20 token, those ERC20 tokens, they can live on many different networks, right? So you could potentially send the same coin to multiple blockchains. For example, Arbitrum, Base, Polygon, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and so on and so forth. So if you're on an exchange, you say, hey, I want to withdraw whatever coin or whatever token, they will always give you like a lot of different options. I know it's a little confusing, but this is what it's like these days. It used to be easier like a few years back. Okay, next question is from Vasilev. I tried today to send ETH from Ledger account to external wallets. I selected the highest suggested fees from Ledger Live. Nevertheless, I got failed transaction with status, execution reverted. Okay, Vasilev. So execution reverted can mean a lot of different things. It could be that the thing that you were trying to send is just not, it's like a spam coin that's not supposed to be sent. So I would say be careful, and if you get, So here, Vasilev, I'm gonna share with you this article here. You can take a look at it. It covers like a many different execution reverted errors. You can take a look. If the issue continues, so I think the one you faced is this one here. Which is basically, if that fails, it basically means that there's something in the smart contract underlying the token or the NFT that's blocking the transaction, which we can't do anything about. It's just like how the smart contract was designed or badly designed. That being said, follow the article, and if you still do not achieve what you're trying to do, just open a ticket on the Help Center, support.ledger.com. There is a link in the video description. Click contact us and then open a ticket and then share your address, okay, the one where you got the error, so we can track the transaction and see what happened. Okay, cool. Next question is from John. What are the Morpho fees? I don't know, John, because I haven't used Morpho yet. I know it's here. I'm familiar with the project. I know it's in the Help Center now. It's in Ledger Live now. But I'm not sure what the fees are, but they should be disclosed somewhere on the app. You just have to find it, maybe in the docs here. So maybe in terms of use. If not, you can just like reach out to their community here. There's a Discord, a link to the Discord. Just go and ask them directly. There is probably some fees, of course, because every blockchain needs fees to survive. But I don't know off the top like what exactly is the fee that Morpho takes or that Ledger might take potentially for the app to be listed in the discover section here. So yeah, not sure, but if you know, yeah, like maybe I can investigate for you. If not, just reach out to the Discord. They should be able to give you the answer. Cool. All right, lots of questions. I'm gonna try to accelerate a little bit. Yeah, so Martin VCon is Gary V. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So I don't know if we're going up. I would say probably, but not sure 100%. Next one is from Flo. This morning my coins were sent from the ledger. I didn't do it myself. Have I been hacked? So Flo, I'm so sorry to hear that. The likely truth is that yes, you probably got. So I don't like to use the term hacked, because hacked would mean that, you know, typically it's not an issue with the ledger device. It's just that if you give someone your 24-word recovery phrase, or if you type it somewhere, so if you are a victim of a phishing attempt, then typically that will result in your funds being drained immediately. And that happens if you give or type your 24 recovery phrase into any app. Then the hacker quote unquote on the other side, the scammer, let's say, will have access to your seed, and then they will be able to import your seed into their wallet and spend your funds. So again, guys, super important never to share your 24 recovery phrase. Never, 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 never. And Flo, I'm so sorry to hear that again. There is a link in the video description, support.ledger.com. Click that and you can open a ticket with us. And we'll try our best to help. But at this point, you know, if the funds are gone, the funds are gone. It's very difficult to get them back. But, you know, it can be tried. The police will have to get involved, so open a police case with the local police, and then send us a ticket as well. All right, next question from Ali. Hi, what does the confirmation in some coins transaction like Cardano means? For every transaction, there are thousands of confirmation, and for other coins, transaction happens so fast. Yeah, it depends on the network. So confirmation is like the number of blocks since your transaction was included in a block. So if there is 0 confirmation, the transaction isn't part of the blockchain yet. If there are 1,000 confirmation, it means that the block in which your transaction was included has been buried into 1,000 other newer blocks, right? So the more confirmation on top of the block in which your transaction was processed, the safer your transaction is. This is what it means. On some networks, confirmation are very slow, like Bitcoin, but it's also a security design, so that's why it's slow. On some networks, it's faster, but yeah, it depends on the network. But typically, like longer confirmation time can signal like more security, but not always. But on Bitcoin, for example, long confirmation time, a little random, but very high security. Next question from Akim. I don't know why after I try to update the firmware, the ETH is hidden and not synchronized. What does that mean? Can you please explain to me? That can be just a temporary issue in Ledger Live, Akim. Try to clear the cache. Typically the firmware has nothing to do with synchronization issues. So synchronization issues here, they happen with Ledger Live, the app. They're not connected to the firmware. It's just that Ledger Live is having issues reading your accounts on the blockchain, that's all. Make sure that you are on the latest version of Ledger Live. So you can check the version by going to settings, help, about, and then click look at the version here. It should be 2.71.1 for the latest version. And if it's not, then update via the website, ledger.com. And what you can do as well is clear the cache like that, right? Clearing the cache will force Ledger Live to read your balances again on the blockchain, and hopefully that will help, return solve the synchronization issue. And you can see I'm doing the cache clearing. You see I've got something that resynchronizing. So that typically helps. So try it. Again, it's settings, settings, help, clear cache. Try that. Just have fun. Coinbase Wallet, is it safe to connect to Ledger? Because that is the only way to use the earn and learn on Coinbase. Thanks. Yes, completely safe. And guess what? We have some documentation. We have some documentation that explains how to connect your Ledger device to Coinbase Wallet. Don't worry, your private keys are always in your Ledger. Your Ledger is just using Coinbase Wallet as just a visual interface. That's all, just like Ledger Live. Next, Leo PO. Other questions about Chainlink staking? You don't have to answer it now. I'm just telling you some of my doubts so you can help me understand. Okay, so great. It said on their website that you also need ETH to pay fees, but how much ETH do you need? And what happens if I try to stake Chainlink, but I don't have enough ETH to pay the fees? I can answer that question even without reading the article. So Chainlink staking will happen probably via a transaction on the Ethereum network, since Link is an ERC20 token that lives on Ethereum. So every transaction that happens on Ethereum needs some gas, right? And the only way to pay gas is with ETH. So that's why you need to pay to have ETH in your wallet to pay the gas to process the transaction. So given the fact that it's a bull market, it looks like a bull market. Given the fact that ETH is really expensive right now, it's like 2,000, right? You can see here, it's over $2,000. Also, given the fact that the Ethereum blockchain is always busy, there is always something going on. And given the fact as well that this transaction to stake Link will be a smart contract transaction, you can expect the transaction to be expensive. How expensive? Again, it will depend on when you do it. Typically, if you do a smart contract transaction on Sunday morning, early morning, you should be fine. Just try to avoid like business US hours. That's when the transactions are the most expensive. Leo, I'm gonna drop, you see like here, this is the Ethereum gas tracker. So you want this number to be as low as possible. Those numbers to be as low as possible, the GUI unit here. And here they have this really cool heat map where you can see historically when are the cheapest or the most expensive time to send transactions. So you can use that to decide when is the best time to stake your Link when when the time comes. But yeah, and if you don't have enough ETH, well, you'll still pay whatever the transaction. You'll still spend the ETH in gas because the transaction will try to execute until it runs out of gas, and then you will revert. But unfortunately, all the ETH that you paid up to that point will be deducted from your account. So that's why you don't want to get into a situation where your transaction reverts, because you will lose the ETH. Cool. All right. Solar System, I got your transaction number here. Let me write it down. I'll get back to you tomorrow, okay? Thank you for coming to the live. 136730. Okay, thanks, Solar System. Next question from Gary F. Address from Ethereum account, lowercase d, and passing address to exchange, highercase d. Both addresses are the same except the d. Is that okay? I tried with a small amount. It was okay. Yeah, it's okay, Gary. Ethereum addresses are not case sensitive. And if you tried and you went through okay, then you're fine. But yeah, again, they're not case sensitive, so you're good. Sasha, is there any plan supporting Casper? I think you mean Casper. I guess Casper, yeah, it's in the works, but I don't have any tea for you. It will depend on how fast we can integrate that, and also how fast the Casper team can work with us, basically. But I can confidently say that it's in the work. I hope you meant Casper. This, right? Is that what you meant, Sasha? If you could confirm. Next, Makepeace. Add a Lisk coin to Ledger. I told you this 5 months ago on the live chat, but you didn't do it yet. Yeah, sorry, Makepeace, but yeah, it's Lisk is kind of it's a lower cap blockchain, and so our engineers, they tend, they have a huge backlog of integration. So those blockchains that are very small, like Lisk, sometimes it takes more time for us to integrate them. That being said, Lisk, yeah, we have something about Lisk here. Yeah, okay, so Lisk, there's an app, but you cannot create an account in Ledger Live, so that's the current situation. I don't know if, when we'll be able to ship that feature, but what I know is the fact that Lisk is a smaller blockchain, it might take time for us to even get to it. For now, I would say, you can safely use your Ledger device in the Lisk app with, it seems like the Lisk desktop is the way to go. So you can use that, it's perfectly safe. You'll probably get here. You'll probably get all the features that you need to safely secure your coins. Okay, next, MeadowTube. Is there any plan to support Kaspa? Yeah, I think I just answered that question. Yes, there is a plan, but I don't have any TA for you guys. Cool. All right. Next question, Bill. Hi Dan, assuming I have a crypto that was supported on Trezor and not on Ledger, after I migrate to Ledger, how can I make sure that I have access to that particular crypto? So typically, everything that's supported by Trezor is also supported by Ledger Live, because I think they have a smaller catalog of coins in Ledger Trezor suite. So you should be fine. You can just type your recovery phrase inside your device. It's the only safe place to type your recovery phrase, and then all your private keys will be transferred to your Ledger device. Okay, so type the Trezor recovery phrase into your Ledger device, and you should be able to see absolutely everything in Ledger Live, but you'll have to re-add your accounts one by one. Okay, and let me add one more thing here. Restore. Yeah, here. So once you get around to get a Ledger device bill and you have your Trezor recovery phrase and you want to import your private keys from the Trezor to the Ledger, you can just use your recovery phrase and type it into the Ledger device, and you can follow those steps to do it. Okay, do not type your recovery phrase anywhere else but the Ledger device. It's super, super important. Next, BT. Hey Dan, as you know, internal transactions are no longer visible on Ledger Live. Yep, and also the Ethereum balance and portfolio do not appear properly. It's like I'm on someone else's account. Anyway, the team has covered this. They started solving and researching on December 1st, and I estimate it will take 2 weeks. What are your opinions about this? Yeah, so my opinion is it's a very annoying issue, and it's on ETH, which impacts a lot of people. So it's definitely high priority. And I know the engineers are working on this as fast as they can, because they know it's impacting a lot of folks. So yeah, I hope it's going to be fixed as soon as possible. Now, that being said, for anyone impacted with this issue, it's just a display issue. Okay, the coins are in the Ledger device, but they're just not being detected by Ledger Live. You can use this little workaround here. You go to the Discover section, you zero in on, you make sure to select your Ethereum account here, all network, and then in the history, you should get the correct balance and you should get all the transactions, including the internal transactions. So yeah, try that. Yeah, okay, Sasha, yeah, Kaspa. So Kaspa, it's in the work. All right, next. Wow, there's so many questions, guys. I'm gonna try my best to cover everything. Peter, how come every time there is a big market movement, there are swap issues? Yeah, I know. So what are you saying? The Ledger app said the problem is with ETH. Now, Bobby working for ETH could tell me that there was a problem. There might be an issue with the swaps. So the core issue why when there's a big market movement, sometimes we get issues with swaps is because everybody's trying to swap at the same time. And so as a result, our infrastructure is under a lot of stress, which is not an excuse, to be honest, because we should be ready for this kind of stuff, especially in crypto. You can expect big movements. But sometimes even that, the sheer amount of people that are trying to use Ledger at the same time and pinging our nodes to send swaps, sometimes it just overwhelms the infrastructure. And sometimes it's not even on our side. It's like the swap provider itself will not be able to, like process all the, they will be overwhelmed as well. Now, that being said, Peter, if you have a particular coin in mind, maybe I can suggest a workaround. So if it's ETH with something else, you can use a decentralized exchange like 1inch, or it's in the Discover section, right? So you can use 1inch, you can use Paraswap. There's plenty of options. 1inch, Paraswap here and here. There's plenty of options you can use to swap ETH with something else. But yeah, we're working on it. If you guys have any issues with swapping, we're working on it. Akim, thank you. Makepeace, Flux transfer from Binance to Ledger. Yeah, so Makepeace, Binance is giving you many options because Flux is probably an ERC20 token, so it can exist on multiple chains. So now it depends on where you want to have it in Ledger Live. I would say that, let me real quick check. Coin market cap, Flux. Let me give you my opinion where you should send it. So Flux here seems like it's an Ethereum token. Oh yeah. So not only it's an Ethereum token, but you can live on plenty of chains. You know what? You can send it to your Binance Smart Chain accounts. It should be fine. You can choose between Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain flow. Just create the corresponding accounts in Ledger Live. Okay, make sure you've got a Binance Smart Chain. Binance Smart Chain accounts or an Ethereum account, and then send that. Create the address in Ledger Live, and then use that address in Binance to send to your Ledger account. Next question from Kodak Compact Disk. Can you store SHIA on Ledger? I think you can, but it's not supported in Ledger Live. So although the coins will be in your Ledger device, it will not be supported in Ledger Live, so you won't see them. But wait, Kodak, if you could, so let me look up the coin real quick. You said SHIA, right? Let me check. SHIA. Okay, no. So never mind. It's its own blockchain. No, so I don't think it's supported. Yeah. See, like it's not a token. It's like a native coin for the SHIA blockchain, and we don't support the SHIA blockchain. So if that's the coin you have in mind, Kodak, then no, you cannot store it on a Ledger device. I'm sorry. Maybe in the future. Flow. This morning my coins were sent from La Ledger. I didn't do it myself. Haven't been hacked. Can I have a contact La Ledger who can look into this? If you share U24 recovery phrase Flow, then yes, you got someone, you gave access to your accounts to the person you shared the recovery phrase with, and they were able to move your funds. That being said, you can reach out to Ledger support. Support.ledger.com. There is a link in the video description as well. We can reach out. Yeah, Kodak. Yeah, it's not supported. That's my short answer here. Okay, next question. Layla, hi, can you show me how, if I want to send USDC using BNB Smart Chain and Polygon Chain for Ledger Nano X? When you send USDC using BNB Smart Chain Polygon? Well, Layla, you need your USDC inside your Polygon account, okay? For example, here, you can see, like, I think I've got USDC. See, I've got USDC here. And then if you haven't sent the USDC to your account first, you create a Polygon account via account, add account, choose a Polygon account. And then you send USDC from an exchange to this Polygon account, and it will show here. If you have your coin on the Polygon account, then you can just select that, send, and then use the address you want to send it to. Next question, Leo. Do you know if you can stake Stellar I searched online and I found a Binance article where they announced they supported Stellar staking. I didn't find anything on the Stellar website. No, Stellar cannot be staked. It's not a proof of stake coin. It's a hybrid kind of coin. It's more similar to XRP, which is also not stakeable. I think what Binance meant, they call it staking, but what they meant is lending. So they want you to send your Stellar to Binance, and then they will take your Binance and they will lend it to someone else for trading or whatever else. So it's pretty risky because Binance will hold the coins for you, but Stellar not stakeable, unfortunately. Lala. Question: if I have an existing account in the 24 word recovery phrase consists of 0.1 BTC, I want to transfer to passphrase. Can I switch in Ledger? Must I send using native SegWit to transfer? You would, so it doesn't matter which account you're sending from, but you will have to set up a passphrase, Layla, create new accounts. Once you've set up a passphrase, you create a new account, passphrase accounts using this, okay? And then you create a deposit address using this secret account, and then you send from your normal account to the secret account, if that makes sense. I'll share some documentation for you. Passphrase. Yeah, here. There's a video as well that will teach you how to do this, Layla. There you go. Okay, next question. When will you list Tau? I don't know. Next question, Falco. I'm gonna go quick, guys, because there's a lot of questions. I only have 2 minutes. So I'm gonna try my best to fire around those. If the Ledger app is removed from the market, what will the admin do? Nothing. It's not gonna affect your coin, Ving. You can, if Ledger Live, the app doesn't work, then you can connect your Ledger device to any other compatible third-party wallet and use your Ledger device as before. Nothing changes. Taruga, when an update to Ledger Live Desktop, the counter value for some coins are missing compared to the iPhone version of the app. Okay, and that might be a bug, Taruga. If you tell me which updates you're on, that might be helpful. Now, that being said, after you update, make sure to go into settings, maybe help and clear the cache. That can help. Make sure but if there's any particular coin, okay, BTT win, okay, BTT, that's a Tron coin here. Let me check, because I do have a BTT balance here, I think. No. Maybe this guy here. Okay, so I don't know, but that might be a bug. Taruga, you can use Tron Scan connected to your Ledger device for now to see your tokens. Velen, I don't see my ERC20 token in Ledger sent from MetaMask. It might be because NoiseGPT. It might be because NoiseGPT is not supported, Velen. What you can try is verify on the blockchain on Etherscan if the coins are, if the coins are in the accounts first, and then you can click on Discover here, Zerion, and see if you see your NoiseGPT coin inside the app here. Right, you should be able to see them if they are inside the wallet, and then I'll escalate a request to support NoiseGPT coin token later. All right, guys, last question because we're up on time already. If you sit in here. Okay, I'm just gonna. Yeah, Layla. So you should create 2 accounts. So you have your secret accounts in Ledger Live. You have your normal account. Do a transaction from your normal account to your secret account. Start with like a little bit of Bitcoin just to make sure that nothing goes wrong, and then then once you're familiar with that transaction, then send everything. And yes, it's more secure with the passphrase, but you need to remember your passphrase and your recovery phrase. Triple X8 for ERC20 tokens, can I see them on Ledger Live without downloading MetaMask? Yes, you can, but not all ERC20 tokens will be detected by Ledger Live, although a lot of them will. But you can see like here, Ethereum, check this out. I've got a lot of tokens that are supported. The ones that you can't see in Ledger Live, you can always use Zerion in the Discover section here to see whatever is missing. Typically, Zerion will support them. And that's it, guys. I think I'm gonna do the last question from Dirty. If you say your recovery phrase out loud in your home, but your cell phone was nearby, would you be concerned? Or I am crazy about phones listening to it. I think you're not crazy, Dirty. You should be careful. I wouldn't personally like say my recovery phrase out loud, because you never know which device is listening to you and what they're gonna do with this information. If they're listening to you and then they log this information somewhere on some server, eventually that data will, be erased, best case scenario, or it will leak, or it will, go somewhere, potentially into the hands of a hacker. So, I wouldn't do it. Cool. All right, guys. That's it for me. I'll be back tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. CET. So that's 4:30 p.m. Paris time. Thank you so much for joining the live. Sorry if your question wasn't answered. There was a lot of questions for today, but again, I'll be live tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 p.m. CT. Appreciate your questions, and see you tomorrow, hopefully. In the meantime, please don't get scammed. Don't share your 24 recovery phrase. Don't type it anywhere, okay? So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.